All right, let's just jump right in. The world of generative AI, it is moving at an absolutely breakneck pace, right? And now AWS has dropped something huge, a brand new certification that's all about proving who can actually build with this stuff. So we're going to break down exactly what this new AWS Certified Generative AI Developer Professional exam is all about. And look, this is exactly why you should be paying attention. This isn't some niche, nice-to-have skill anymore. The Wall Street Journal is saying that one in four tech jobs now require AI skills. That's not just growth, that's an explosion. It's totally reshaping what it even means to be a developer today. So that brings up a really important question, right? For every single developer out there, with everyone and their brother talking about Gen AI, how do you actually prove you know what you're doing? How do you cut through all that noise and show that you can build real, solid, production-level stuff? How do you make your resume pop? Well, this right here is AWS's answer to that question. And let's be real, when AWS, the dominant cloud platform, sets a standard, the entire industry pays attention. This new certification, it's not some little badge you get for watching a few videos. No, this is designed to be the benchmark, the thing that proves you've got the serious hands-on skills to actually deliver business value with Gen AI. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the beta exam. So what are we looking at here? First off, it's a professional level cert. You're going to face 85 questions, and they can be multiple choice or multiple response. And you've got 204 minutes to do it. Yeah, that's over 3 hours, so settle in. The beta price is $150, and right now it's available in English and Japanese. All right, you're going to want to circle this date on your calendar. Registration for the beta exam opens up on November 18th, 2025. Now, for all you early adopters out there, think about this. Passing the beta means you'll be one of the very first people on the planet to have this certification. Talk about a powerful signal to put on your resume.
Okay, so who should actually be taking this thing? Is this for you? Let's take a look at the ideal candidate profile, and you can see if it lines up with your own experience.
So AWS is not messing around here. They're definitely targeting seasoned developers. They're looking for folks with at least 2 years of experience building real production apps on AWS. And here's the kicker. At least 1 full year of hands-on experience with generative AI. On top of that, you've got to have your core AWS fundamentals down cold. We're talking compute, storage, networking, all of it. And you better know your stuff when it comes to security, infrastructure as code, monitoring, and cost optimization. Yeah, this is a pro-level exam for a reason. They expect you to already have that solid professional foundation. And this slide right here really tells you everything you need to know about the level they're aiming for. So while there are no official prerequisites, AWS is pretty much telling you, hey, you should probably have certs like the AI Practitioner or the Solutions Architect Associate. The message is crystal clear. Get your fundamentals absolutely locked in before you even think about tackling this one. All right, the exam itself is broken down into 3 main sections or domains. If you want to pass, you've got to master these 3 areas. So let's dive in and look at each one, starting with the basics. So domain 1, this is all about getting your foundation right. You can't build the cool, complex stuff until you have a rock-solid grasp of the core ideas, right? You need to know the key AWS services and really how this tech is completely changing the game for developers. Let's look at an example to see what I mean. Okay, so here's a perfect example of the kind of question you're going to see. This isn't about memorizing definitions from a book. It's about knowing the AWS ecosystem inside and out. The key to a question like this is understanding how the services fit together. In this case, it's knowing that Amazon Q hooks directly into AWS Code Catalyst to automatically generate those unit tests, which, just makes the whole development cycle way smoother. So, to wrap up domain 1, what do you need to know? Well, you need to nail the basics. You got to understand how Gen AI is different from traditional ML, what foundation models and LLMs are all about, how Amazon Bedrock works under the hood, and of course, how tools like Amazon Q are literally changing the way we write code. All right, on to domain 2. This is where things start to get really practical. We're moving past the what is it and diving deep into the how do I build it. And this section is all about building real-world apps using the absolute centerpiece of AWS's Gen AI's strategy, Amazon Bedrock. And listen, you simply cannot talk about building modern Gen AI apps without talking about RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. This is the secret sauce. It's the key technique that lets you make these powerful models even smarter using your own private data. But, and this is the important part, without the insane cost and headache of retraining the whole model.
This scenario right here, it gets to the absolute core of why RAG is such a game changer. Think about it. You've got your private docs sitting in S3. How do you let the AI use that information safely and securely? Well, the best answer isn't some crazy expensive fine-tuning project. It's building a RAG pipeline. And the exam is absolutely going to expect you to know how to do that using tools like Amazon Bedrock knowledge bases. So the big takeaway for Domain 2 is all about hands-on application. You're going to need to master RAG, know how to build complex multi-step workflows using Bedrock flows, and even create these autonomous AI agents that can go off and do things for you. But, and this is crucial, you have to prove you can do all of it securely and within the kind of compliance and governance rules that big companies demand. And that brings us to the final section, Domain 3. This is where we get into the really advanced stuff. We're talking about taking your GenAI solutions and making them truly ready for production at scale. This is all about customization, optimization, and automation. Now, take a look at this question. It's tricky. It's not just asking how do you customize a model, it's asking how you do it in the most cost-effective way. That's a real-world business problem right there. And the answer they're looking for is a smart, efficient fine-tuning technique like LoRa. The exam expects you to know not just what these techniques are, but when to use something lightweight like LoRa instead of a full, expensive fine-tuning job. Yeah, this whole domain is really about operational excellence. It's about running these things in the real world. So you'll get tested on customizing models, sure, but also on performance hacks like prompt caching, how to properly evaluate and monitor your models once they're live, the whole MLOps automation pipeline for GenAI, and of course, the super important principles of responsible AI and governance. Okay, so we've gone through all the domains, all the details, but what does this actually mean for your career? Why go through all this trouble? Because believe me, it's about way more than just another line on your LinkedIn profile. Here's what this certification screams to an employer. It says you're the person who can take a cool GenAI proof of concept and actually turn it into a secure, scalable, and cost-effective system that runs in production. You're not just a tinkerer. You're the one who can connect this amazing technology to actual, bottom-line business value. And make no mistake, this is going to be tough. People in the community are already starting to call this the final boss of AWS AI certs. And that's because it's not just about AI knowledge. It's about combining that deep AI expertise with the high-level, complex architectural thinking you'd expect from a senior cloud pro. Look, at the end of the day, this is shaping up to be the #1 top-tier credential for any professional doing GenAI development on AWS. It's going to be a clear, unmistakable signal of elite-level skills. The tools are here. The demand from the market is absolutely undeniable. And now, AWS has set the standard. So really, there's only one question left to ask. Are you ready to build the future of AI?